Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Maine, so I wanted to film outside. In today's video, I want to give you some expressions we use with the word butter and also an opportunity to practice a little shadowing. Shadowing is a great way to practice your pronunciation. I will say some sentences and you can repeat right after me, making sure that you pronounce the words correctly. And an interesting thing about butter is that it is pronounced with two T's, but like many words in English that have T's in them, especially in the middle of the word, we actually pronounce it with a D, butter. So think of it spelled like this rather than the way it's actually spelled. Most Americans love butter. We love butter on our popcorn. We love cooking with butter. Maybe you remember the video I made borscht in, and I ran out of vegetable oil and had to cook with some butter, and I think it actually added to the taste. I'm not kidding. There is a place that you can go to where they will actually serve you deep fried butter. Stick of butter, they put some batter on it, put it in a deep fryer, and they call that a snack. I've never had it. I don't think I actually want to try it, but the Iowa State Fair is famous for serving fried butter.
It may not look like much, but what we have here is deep fried butter. That's right.
Deep fried.
A stick of butter right there.
What they did, I saw them make it, they have a stick of butter, they put it on a stick, and then they batter it in a cinnamon batter and dunk it in the deep fryer.
I can't guarantee that you will learn something new in this video. And remember, guarantee means I know it without a doubt. It means you will definitely learn something new in this video, but I think there's a good chance you will learn something new. And I had an idea that when you learn something new, you should write it in the comments section. And this will happen for two reasons. One, it can really help you remember what you just learned. Not only will you be listening to me saying it, but when you start typing it, it will just form another connection in your brain to help you remember it in the future. Another reason this could really help is as people are going through the comments section, they can see what you wrote and it will help them remember too. It might be the worst idea in the world, but I think it can actually help. It will mean like the comments section almost becomes a notes section. And I know when I'm learning my Italian, I always like to take notes to create more connections in my brain, hopefully meaning that I will remember that stuff in the future. The first term I would like to teach you is bread and butter. Bread and butter is when you are really good at something. Let's say you have a project at work and maybe you're a really good artist and the boss might ask, all right, we need someone to draw a picture. You might say, oh, that's my bread and butter. I'm really good at that. Let me draw that picture. Now, bread and butter doesn't have to be associated with food, but it can be. Let's say you are a really good baker. Maybe you like to make cookies, cakes, pies, but you're really good at cookies. So you might say, oh, when it comes to baking, cookies are my bread and butter. If you want to practice shadowing that sentence, I'll say it again. When it comes to baking, cookies are my bread and butter. Let's try it one more time. When it comes to baking, cookies are my bread and butter. Not an easy sentence to say, but certainly not a tongue twister like how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. I don't think you should practice shadowing that sentence. So bread and butter is when you are really comfortable with something, or maybe you're really good at it. So in school, most of us will take science classes, math classes, maybe English classes, and history. Maybe you're really good at history. You can say, oh, history class? That's my bread and butter. In the states of New York and New Jersey, they often pronounce butter like this, butter, butter. You can practice shadowing that if you want to sound like you're from New York. Smooth like butter, they might say. The next term I want to teach you is Butterfingers. We use this term when somebody always drops things. For example, I have a member of my family, which I will not say who, but this person is always dropping their phone.
Where's my freaking phone?
We could say, I almost said he, I won't. This person is a Butterfingers. Let's say there is a sport that you have to use your hands, maybe baseball or American football. If a person is always dropping the ball, we would call them a Butterfingers.
Off return. Tannehill in trouble. Tannehill. Oh, he loses the football. Scooped up. Still free. Bouncing around like a pinball.
Let's try shadowing with this sentence. Because the wide receiver was a Butterfingers, the team let him go. Because the wide receiver was a Butterfingers, the team let him go. So you have some W sounds in there, some kind of tricky words to say. Because the wide receiver was a Butterfingers, the team let him go. And when we say let him go, it basically is another way to say he lost his job or he was fired.
You're fired.
And the last one for today is to butter somebody up. When we say to butter somebody up, that means you act really nice to them for a period of time because you want something from them. This doesn't happen in my house, but let's say I had some friends I wanted to go out with on a Friday night. I always use Friday night. And maybe my wife, Jamie, would be mad if I asked to go out with the boys. Now, she would not be mad, but let's pretend. Maybe I would have to butter her up so she would say yes, that I could go out with the boys. Some men will say going out with the boys when they go out with their male friends, often to drink beer, which I haven't done in a very long time. Maybe starting on Wednesday, I would start buttering Jamie up. Maybe I would say, oh, honey, you look so good today. I would give her a lot of compliments. Oh, honey, you are so smart. Oh, sweetie, you are so kind to me. Now, I would not do this. This is not a real life example, but that is definitely buttering somebody up. And then maybe when Friday rolls around, Jamie is in a good mood because I buttered her up for so many days before. And I might say, Jamie, we actually call each other Bugs for some weird reason. I might say, Bugs, do you mind if I go out with the boys tonight? And maybe because I buttered her up, she says, oh, sure, go have a good time. Children will often butter their parents up when they want something. Maybe a child wants to have a sleepover. That's what we call it in English when a friend spends the night. Maybe they often do extra chores around the house. Again, compliments are always really good when you want to butter somebody up. So here's a very tricky sentence to shadow with butter up. Because the child wanted to have a sleepover, he cleaned his room without being asked. That's a hard part at the end, asked. We actually put a T at the end instead of a D, asked, asked. Because the child wanted to have a sleepover, he cleaned his room without being asked. Doing extra chores around the house is definitely buttering up someone's parents. I hope you learned a little something about what we do in the United States, a little more English. I would like to thank some channel members, and you can see their name flash down here. Mayor is a new channel member. Thank you so much. It really helps the channel out by allowing me to buy more equipment, lights, microphones, things like that. If you are looking for more English, right up there is a video in which I made borscht. Below that, I visit a berry farm and teach you how to use least, most, more, less. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.